First commenter on the last video was Philly Stacker with Silver 321 boom. Hey man, thanks for showing the support. Silver's definitely doing something crazy. Now let's get to the video. What is going on YouTube and Let's Stack Metals community members? Today is the 14th of January and at 3 a.m. Silver did something pretty crazy in Shanghai and here in the United States. Here in the United States, silver hit 92, but over in Shanghai it hit 103. So you're sitting at about a $10 difference right there. People, this is pretty crazy stuff. I mean, it's not something that you usually get every single day. That silver in the Shanghai is higher than the silver in the United States. The eastern states and the western sides, I mean the eastern countries and the western countries, they are they're two total different beasts, but they usually run off the same markets. So the fact that this is happening is actually pretty crazy. And yeah, Shanghai, they're trading at around 103. You can go look this up. And if you don't believe me, you can definitely go do your own research. And they are. This is a real thing. Here in the United States, silver's sitting around 92 at the time of recording this. I'm going to throw it up on the screen so you guys can see. But so yeah, so silver's at about 90, 92.22 or something like that. But with that being, what you're seeing now, you're finally seeing the rebound of the price from the people that are finally taking their physical over the paper contracts. But you're not just seeing that. They're seeing now some of the people that are taking their physical over the paper contracts out of the COMEX and LBMA is because they're selling it to the eastern side. They're like, okay, well, I can make a quick buck. If I have 100 ounces and I sell the 100 ounces, that's $800 off of a quick buck that I make after shipping it and paying for the shipping and insurance cost. So that's not bad. That's nothing too crazy. But we have an unboxing to do, as well as a little bit of silver talk, as we already are doing. How are you guys doing today? Have you bought any more? Are you sitting pretty idle? You trying to wait to see what the price is gonna do? I do think it's gonna be doing some pretty crazy stuff. But see if we got a price on this. But now what we're seeing, so I bought both of these. Let's get my address out of there. All right. So we bought both of these for $27.50 after shipping and everything. Technically, we only paid $23.50, but after shipping, you pay a little bit more. But no, this isn't your standard bull run that you're seeing on silver. What you're seeing is a structural reset on the commodity price. That's really what you're seeing. Oh man, why can I not? Hold on. We will tear. Gotta be in here somewhere, right? Yep, there they are. No, this is a structural reset on the commodity price. There's a huge arbitrage gap between the Western and the Eastern exchanges. It's creating this tide in the metals market, especially for silver. And I know that sounds crazy, but it isn't. It's creating a tide in the metals market, and it's forcing a physical drain that the paper market just simply can't supply or correct. If you really put your mind and thought into it, you can create so many contracts and just build and build and build and build these contracts and create all these contracts. But if you don't have the physical supply for it, and people eventually say, all right, I'm done with the contracts and I only want my physical. I want the physical demand back into my pocket, into my safe, into my, however you store it. Well, then, yeah, if you have more if you have more paper contracts out there than you do physical, and then people start draining it and selling off their paper contracts and just want their physical, that's going to create a huge jump in price, because now you don't have all that out there. You don't have all that on the market. You don't have that out in the open that you can put, this person on that ounce and say, yes, he bought some, so boom. And it's no lie that the COMEX for the last however many years has been taking Joe Schmoes, 10 different Joe Schmoes, and putting it on one physical ounce. That's going to suppress the price like crazy, It's insane. But before we keep talking about silver, look at these beauties. This is what we got for the $27.50. Two of these. remember, we bought it technically around, I think it was $23.50. So we bought them at melt. We definitely, and I think at the time, we bought them under melt. And technically, these are under melt right now with silver sitting at 92.22. That, I want to say that would put the melt of a quarter at somewhere around $14, $15. I don't know. I'd have to do the math on 90%. But if you guys didn't know and you've already made it this far, we are buying barber quarters for every subscriber. So every subscriber, I'm going to stack a barber quarter, and that's going to be the population of the community. This is how I'll keep track of the population of the community. Now, we're at 118 subscribers right now, and I have a couple barber quarters in the old safe, and with all the old silver that we had stacked on the channel before last year. And so we'll probably pull those out, throw those in the box with this. But so what, we have 118 subscribers, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll say maybe 10 other ones in the safe. So we got 15. Man, we're at a deficit of 103. So that's better than the United States deficit of what? I think it's like 32 trillion. Might even be more. I haven't looked at it lately. So I think our deficit's a little bit better than their deficit, and weekly I'm going to try to bring that deficit down. These are actually very pretty. They have a nice edge on them still. The backs are kind of slick compared to the 1/4 that we had just picked up the other day that we did a video. I think it was a couple days ago, because I want to say this is the one that we picked up a couple days ago, and we'll show you what we're talking about by Slicks. Alright, so these are the ones that we just got, and this is the one we got the other day. You can see around here, it's completely reeded. Beautiful. Well, and then you see this one, I think it's like a half reed. Half the quarter has it, half of it doesn't. And then this one has none of it. Well, I guess it does. Still has some right up in there, but the bottom half. Now, sometimes what you had with these is some people would actually take a file back in the day, and no, that's my it's the 1908. Okay, and what they would do is they would run a file, because this reeded edge used to sit up a little higher, and they'd run a file down all around the quarter, and that's actually what I think happened to this one. I think they filed a lot. This one got a lot of a file. And they are old quarters, so they do get worn down. They do get slicked. It does happen, you know, going in and out of their pockets. Silver's a soft metal, especially with it being 90%. It wore down, but I mean, you even see it on a lot of these quarters that we have now that don't have any silver in them. But no, I think that is what happened. But as I was saying about silver, and as we were talking about silver, I want to say that you know, forcing a physical drain that the paper market can't supply or correct, because I mean, you can print, like I said, as much money, and you can create as many contracts as you want all day, but when you only have so much of the physical supply to equate for the demand, that's going to do a lot to the price. That is going to give you a little bit of a rising on your price. That definitely is. And if you haven't, go check out the other videos, because we did a video of an unboxing of a 10-ouncer and a little bit of silver talk on that. I mean, obviously silver's changing every day, so it doesn't matter. What I'm excited for is the new Samsung battery. That's going to cost, like, you need to put about 1 kilo of silver in it. So 1,000 grams of silver goes in that Samsung battery. I cannot wait for that. You want to talk about a physical drain on silver. That's going to cause a physical drain on silver. I mean, 1 kilo? You're going to put 1 kilo of silver inside of your these EV batteries, and what if you put them in 1,000 cars? That's 1,000 kilos that you got rid of that are just no longer on the market. Or say if you put them in 32, think about this. If you put them in 30,000 vehicles, that is 30,000 kilos. There's 32 ounces in a kilo. We also unboxed this. Sorry not to cut off what we were just talking about, but we also unboxed this in a couple videos. I know it's not the prettiest. It's a tarnished, beat up Geiger, but we got it for a steal. Very good price. But as I was saying, yeah. So if you put 30,000 vehicles with the new Samsung battery, that's going to be 30,000 ounces of physical silver gone out of the market. Just think about that. I know you could probably extract it out of it. I'm not sure. I haven't done too much digging on what the extracting process of the physical silver out of the EV battery would take, but I'm sure it's not as easy as if you were taking it out of, let's say, a breaker, because a breaker is pretty easy. You take it, punch out the little rivets that were in it. You find the little contactors, give a little bit of heat, knock them off. Boom, you're done. I guarantee you a battery where the silver's down in the cells is going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it is interesting. I think they said that it would charge up in 9 minutes and be one of the longest lasting charges, with also being the quickest charging, which that's pretty neat. But I'm excited to see what it's going to do for the actual price of the silver. Look at this 1945D. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? I do think that is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know. It catches my eye every time because it's an uncirculated. I bought it off an old man that has been sitting on it for a while, and he had overpaid for it at the time. He paid $7 for it at the time, and I want to say silver was only like, for a dime, only cost like 50 cents. So he did. He definitely had overpaid for an uncirculated 1945D, but it is beautiful. And you know what I paid for it? Well, if you go watch the video where I unboxed it, you'll know. I'm not telling you in this one. But yeah, no. You know what else is crazy? And also an eye-opener? Silver leading over gold should be an eye-opener for everybody. It outperformed gold by almost 4 times overnight. That is insane. That is not just something that happens. That is a parabolic changeover for, silver. There's going to be a change in the metals market for silver that is, we also unboxed this a couple videos ago, so go check that out if you're interested in constitutional silver. If you're not, you don't have to. You don't have to. We're going to be we have a full 19OAS series that we're going to be doing a video on. We also have a Morgan and a silver dollar video that we're going to be doing on. But, yeah, that is a parabolic changeover for the silver market for sure. And the media is not telling you any of this. So, definitely go out there. If you haven't, do your own research. Figure this stuff out. I think the GSR on silver is going to hit, man, I don't know, around 35 to 40. At least 40, but I think it's going to be 35. I think it'll hit around 35 this year. I think we'll get the GSR to 35. What do you guys think? Go down to the comment section, and if you haven't, like and subscribe so I can enter you into those giveaways, and you guys have the chance to win in gold, silver, platinum, maybe all of it, maybe just some gold backs, maybe some silver backs, who knows? But, yeah, Let's Stack Metals is out. Peace.